It's 11 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
Now from WSAV, the station that's on your side, you're watching News 3 at 11.
New tonight, a stolen police cruiser has been removed from the Daffin Park sign in Savannah. It crashed there this afternoon after a high-speed chase. Meanwhile, the man who was driving is in the hospital tonight after being shot by a state trooper. WSAV News 3's Ricardo Lewis is joining us live now from the scene with the latest on this investigation.
Well, Ben, this is where that chase ended on the corner of Victory Drive and B Road. If you take a look down here, these are some of the marks on the ground from where that car crashed right at the Daffin Park sign. Now, here's what we know from police so far. This chase all started at Highway 204 and I-95, where a Chatham County police officer got into a fight with the suspect. The suspect then took out a gun and then fled off in that police car. Here's the moment captured on surveillance video that the high-speed chase ended at one of Savannah's busiest intersections right before rush hour. The impact damaged the Daffin Park sign and the car started on fire.
Somebody get a fire extinguisher up here.
The Chatham County Police Department says the incident started just before 3 this afternoon when a Chatham County patrol officer was called for a report of a suspicious vehicle. The officer determined that the suspect was wanted on warrants out of Virginia. A fight between the officer and suspect broke out, leading to the suspect stealing the officer's car and taking off.
Going to be a county police SUV they're chasing.
After the crash, a Georgia State Patrol trooper shot the suspect.
He shot fire, suspect down.
The suspect was taken to a local hospital.
All responding units, I need this intersection shut down. B Road and Victory, all four corners, shut it down.
Traffic was stopped in all directions as police investigated the scene. James Groman lives in the area and had to find another way home.
I usually come down Victory Drive coming home from work, and I saw the blue lights and I took the big loop around.
It was the same story for thousands of drivers on this busy street. Groman has lived in Savannah for 3 years and says he continues to see an uptick in crime.
It's sad how, people do things and they act out and then they don't think about, are they thinking ahead of time as to what they're doing? You don't steal a police car, and it's not going to end well.
City council members say this is the third police chase in the last few weeks.
Anybody who thinks that they can continue this type of negative behavior and not go unpunished, they're going to have to think of something else.
Now, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation will continue to investigate this officer-involved shooting. We did reach out to them tonight for more information and to check on the suspect's conditions, and we're still waiting to hear back. Ricardo Lewis, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Ricardo, thank you. Developing tonight, a Savannah hospital system falling victim to a cyber attack. St. Joseph's Candler confirming to News 3 that they came across some suspicious activity within their network, causing all the computers to shut down. There is no word on whether the hackers got access to patient personal or health information. We're told the hospital took immediate steps to isolate systems and limit the potential impact. News 3 spoke to a patient in the hospital who says he is thankful that the nurses were able to still get the job done.
The systems aren't working, so they can't see our MRIs, they can't see our information. They have the medications in the drawers, thank God, but they have to enter it manually because they can't go into the computer to find out what our meds are at what time.
No surgeries were impacted as a result of the attack. Today marks the 6-year anniversary of a mass shooting at a South Carolina church. Dylan Roof opened fire, killing 9 people at Mother Emanuel AME in Charleston. The church held an online forum on forgiveness. Kate Prestak has reaction from the victims' family members.
It's been tough at least for the first 5 years. Going into the 6th year, things are a little better.
Anthony Thompson's wife, Reverend Myra Thompson, was among those killed in the shooting. He says he found peace, something he never expected, by forgiving the man Thompson says showed no remorse.
During the night of the tragedy, I was literally right here where we're standing at right now. Literally crying in the street. All my thoughts was about Myra, what happened, why wasn't I there, these type of things. So Dylan was not really on my mind. God intervened, told me to get up off that ground.
Thompson says while he's forgiven, he will never forget and asks the public to do the same.
I want people to remember, the why is because of racism, okay, and the fact that people were killed because they were black.
Chris Singleton lost his mother, Sharonda Coleman Singleton. Now he says he has turned his loss into purpose.
And my overall mission is to get people to unite and not judge somebody based on things they can't control, like their first language, like their skin color, and so many other things. And so That's my hope for us going forward.
But for all, going forward will always mean taking a look back.
We are not necessarily in a better place, but we're getting there. So we take one day at a time and we continue to move forward as best as we can.
Also new tonight, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott releasing a video in memory of the lives lost. He recalled the moment that he was trying to get a hold of Reverend Clemente Pinckney, not knowing that he was one of the victims.
I'll never forget sitting on my bed, getting the phone call from the local sheriff's department in Charleston County, telling me that there was an atrocity, an incident that had happened. I remember texting Clemente, asking if he and his parishioners were okay. No response.
Senator Scott goes on to say that lawmakers need to make gun legislation a top priority on the national and state level. One South Carolina lawmaker has been working to pass a hate crimes bill since that church shooting. Wendell Gilliard introduced his own version of a bill last year. It calls for harsher penalties on any crimes committed based on things like age, religion, or gender. A hate crime law did come close to passing this year. It made it through the House, but failed in the Senate.
We need help, and that's the cry coming from all the civic leaders, our preachers, our lawmakers that want to make change for we the people.
South Carolina is just one of 2 states in the country without hate crimes legislation. Savannah City leaders continue to address a recent spike in gun violence in the community. District 6 Alderman Curtis Pertee held a forum tonight allowing residents to voice their concerns. Community activists joined police officers, Chatham County District Attorney Shalina Cook-Jones, and other aldermen at Georgia Southern's Armstrong Center. Alderman Pertee says the goal of the meeting is to come up with a list of achievable ideas. He says among the areas that need attention is the city's ongoing gang problem.
So what we want to walk out here today is identifying what our core issues are here in Savannah, put some sort of plan together, and then we're going to put some action behind that plan. I want to have something in writing within the next week that we can present to the mayor, the chief, and the rest of the city council members.
Savannah Police hosting a similar meeting to address gun violence tomorrow. They will be joined by city leaders. The event is open to the public and it's being held at the River Point 1 neighborhood on Avery Street from 8 to 10. A top official with the Tybee Island Fire Department is no longer on the job. News 3 has learned that Chief Matt Harrell has resigned. The city says they are looking for a replacement. Meanwhile, a petition has been circulating online calling for the removal of Tybee Island City Manager Sean Gillen in connection to the chief position. The petition claims that Gillen promoted Harrell knowing that he had questionable qualifications. Gillen says he has no comment at this time. Georgia ranks 38th in the nation for child well-being. Several Savannah organizations are stepping up to teach kids how to deal with trauma and negative emotions. Health experts say how you feel, what others are feeling, and how to channel your emotions impact childhood development and expression. Front Porch ACTS is teaching kids flexibility, conflict resolution, creative problem solving, and other tools. Their instructors say emotional recognition and healthy application can prevent negative actions like bullying, violence, and even self-harm.
Just by being able to check in, it actually is a great connector to say, I felt that way too. Why are you feeling that way? And then that's actually a good base of you be able to connect with someone and to actually understand their perspective.
We can appreciate each other's differences, appreciate that we all come from different places, but at the end of the day, we still share the same feelings.
The community program offers emotional education from behavioral health specialists, professional improvisers, and school counselors. You can learn more about what their workshops offer at wsav.com/frontporch. Today marking a big milestone for Nexstar Media Group, WSAV's parent company. To celebrate Nexstar's 25th anniversary, all 116 television markets across the country gave back to their local communities today. WSAV Now's Claire Going shows us how we spent our day.
Each year during the 3rd week of June, Nexstar TV dedicates Founders Day of Caring to giving back where it's needed most in the community. This year, the staff at WSAV volunteered at America's Second Harvest of Coastal Georgia and Bluffton Self-Help.
During the pandemic, the world stopped, but hunger didn't stop, you know? People in need, that need didn't stop. So they can always use more hands here at Second Harvest or at any of the nonprofits here in our area. It's good to give back and it makes you feel good, and it helps other people in the process.
By the end of the day, the team had prepared 15,000 meals to be distributed to those struggling with food insecurity.
It's been a really enjoyable time. A lot of boxes have been done, 179. So each box is able to serve a meal of 4 up to 3 to 4 days. And so Second Harvest works in 21 different counties. And so we deliver to these agencies and we deliver these mobile food boxes. So especially during coronavirus, a lot of people still need food assistance, so it's a good way to give to the community.
More than 116 Nexstar television markets across the country participated in this year's Founders Day, which helped a total of 260 charitable organizations.
All around the country, we have over 12,000 employees that are engaged in some sort of community give back, and I think it's important that we're out here being part of that. True to our local brand of being on your side, we're out here to help the people that are helping others.
Reporting in Savannah, Claire Going, WSAV Now.
Find out how you can join in our mission to give back to those in need at wsav.com/Founders Day. Next on News 3, the historic ruling for an Obama-era law, what will remain in place for millions of Americans, and how lawmakers are reacting tonight.
And tonight we are focusing on tracking the tropics as the latest storm system could bring us a better chance of showers and storms over the weekend. We'll track it after the break. You're watching WSAV News 3 on your side at 11.